So I'll share my screen again. And then we can get this party started. If you are joining us for the first time, please put 2 in the chat so that we can say hi to you and welcome you to the community here. 2. All right. Oh, we see Esther. Esther is joining us for the first time. How did you welcome to the live day trading session? How do you hear about us? Okay, so we'll get started here. This is the daily chart of SPY. This is the daily chart of SPY. So you can see here that SPY is it looks like it wants to go back and test all-time highs. So I'll not be surprised if we make it to all-time highs here today. But we are going to trade the charts and we focus on what the charts is showing us and we trade it accordingly, right? Yeah. So here we have I'll put back the lines. So we have our pre-market low, we have our pre-market high here, and then we have this here. So what I'm looking to see is that if we are going to be bullish, we need a break above this for 747, which is the pre-market high. If we break above that, then we are going to push up and come here to 748 and 749, right? So that's the trade plan here. So in this case, if that happens, we are going to get call options, looking to get call options expiring on Monday. So you get the 746 calls or 747 calls expiring next week Monday. Next week Tuesday, because Monday is a holiday. Next week Tuesday, and then you can ride it to the upside. Over here as well, let me go to the intraday chart and show you guys what's going on there, and then we can get that there. Okay, so we see this here. So over here, we see that we have the pre-market high, pre-market low. So right now we are going to be trading within this range until such a time that we break above this, right? Until we break above this level, right? If we break above this level, then we are going to go up and make new highs, right? So the trade plan is simple. At the open, if we pop or we break above this pre-market high, then we are going to position long and get the 748, 747 calls expiring on Tuesday, and then we ride it to the upside. So just know that Monday is a holiday, so options will not expire on Monday. It's going to expire on Tuesday. So if you go here, you are going to see that this 26, right? 26 is a Tuesday, right? Not a Monday, so it's Tuesday. So that's what you're going to buy, right? So yeah, so that's what you're going to look here. We're going to buy the calls. But however, if at the open we start rejecting, right? We start rejecting. Typically, what's going to happen is that we are going to pull back into this red line, or where this level is. This is 745. If we pull back into this area and we hold, we are also going to position long over there, right? In terms of shorts, I will be comfortable shorting this if we break below this level, right? For now, right? Otherwise, I'm not looking to short this unless we break below this 744.95, right? If we break below, then fine, I can look to short this. But otherwise, no, right? You can also get like a scalp move, which is from, like, let's say price comes here and start rejecting, you can get a scalp move from here to here. That's also possible, but I want to position for the bigger move. So what I'm looking for is that I'm looking for a move to this place and it holds, and then buy a step in, and then we can push up to the upside, right? So that's what I'm looking at here to trade this in terms of the SPY. Yeah, so that's how I'm looking to trade this here. And yeah, so that's the SPY. And then let's look at QQQ. So QQQ is going to be similar to SPY because they move together, right? They move together. So what I'll do is I'll clear off all these lines here. Clear off all these lines. Yeah, not necessary right now. Clear all these lines up. Okay, so I think I just need to do this, and then I would, okay. So we have these highs, these are all-time highs. And then we have price discovery levels, where if price comes to, after breaking all-time highs, this is where it's going to head to. So these are price discovery levels. These are not levels that have been have been reached in the past. So these new levels. All right. So here, this is what we have so far. And we have this candle forming here this morning. It looks like forming this morning. So we shall see if it has any strength in it to go up. If it has, then we can look to trade it to the upside. So here we have our pre-market high. And we have here our pre-market low. So if we break above 720, we are going to look to get 720 calls expiring on Tuesday, and we ride it to the upside. Then we target here first profit target, second profit target, and then we are going to go here, right? Once we get here, you have to look for a level in between these two levels because this is too wide. There's like 5 points out, 6 points out. I mean, you cannot just, once it hits here, you cannot say, okay, I want it to come here. No, it's always going to stall out in midway. So once we get there, we'll figure out that one. But for now, this is the range that we are going to be trading in right now until we break above the 720 level. Okay. So here, this 720 is, so this right now, the market is a news-driven market, driven by Iran news and the war and all that stuff, right? So one moment there's the war, there's an agreement. Another moment there's no agreement. A whole bunch of things going on, right? But I think that eventually there's going to be some kind of resolution, and then the whole war will come to an end. So the market is already pricing in that. The market is a forward-thinking instrument. It's already looking into the future. It's not thinking about the past. It's looking at the future and moving forward to that. So here we have this here happening now. So what I'm looking to see here is that at the open, two choices. We can either pull back into where the red line is or somewhere here, and then buyers will step in, and then we can buy it, take a long buy a call options at this place like 716 or 717, whichever way, right? Either here or here, we'll look to buy it and ride it up, right? Or at the open, what can happen is that you can see a bullish engulfing candle that clears this pre-market high. If it does that, we'll wait for the next candle. If the next candle confirms that bullish movement, then we are going to look to get like the 720 calls or 722 calls, whichever one, and we'll ride it up expiring on Tuesday, and we'll ride it up to the upside, right? So that's how I'm going to look to trade it. However, if for any reason we break below this red line you see here, I'm going to look to short QQQ and target this area here, 714. And then as we come here and we break below here, we can come lower to this volume zone here, end of the view up, right? That's an area where we can come to. But otherwise, I think that given that we have the long weekend coming up, it's going to be neutral to bullish bias, right? That's what it's going to be. But we are going to trade the charts. We have that information, but we'll put that in our back pocket and focus on what the chart is telling us, okay? All right, so that's QQQ. Let's go to the tickets that I have here. There are some tickets that I identified in the YouTube video last night, and those ones are looking good here this morning. So one of them is Dell. Let me make sure I don't miss out anything here and check out my notebook here. Because what can happen is, so first one is Dell. Dell looks strong here this morning. Usually I don't like it when it does this thing, but we'll see, right? So Dell, this is a nice setup here. This was the this is a nice setup here. So I said that if we break above here, we're going to get that breakout, and we are seeing that breakout happen here. We've already done that. Ideally, I would have wished that it didn't do this move and waited for us, but anyway, it's what it is, kind of thing, right? So here, what I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at this here being, I'm going to look at this area. So that's the range that we are in here. So because this at all-time highs, almost at all-time highs right now, what we are going to look to see is that we are going to look to see if we can break above this 265-ish, right? Break above there with volume and follow through, we are going to get the longs, right? And we can get the 270 calls expiring next week Friday, and we can hold it to the upside, right? I mean, if you take 0 DT, you have to know that it's very risky, because if it doesn't move, or your money is going to go to zero. So you have the choice, right? You either want to take today's expiry or you want to take next week expiry, right? I'll take my own expiry, all right, of what I would determine to do here, depending on the price action, right? Sometimes when we see the price action, depending on how it is, you can say, okay, you know what? I can, risk it a little bit and do the same day expiry, but same day expiry is not good for beginner traders, right? You should be someone that knows how to manage your risk in order to do that. So here, I like the 270 calls. It's what I like here. If we can break above this level, this pre-market high, and then we are going to look to trade it there. So that is Dell. Where is this thing? Just one sec here. Okay, so that's Dell. So here we are seeing that it's bull flagging right now. If it can, so this is a bull flag. So yeah, it's a flagpole and it's consolidating here. So my wish will be if this can pull back and come back here and retest that bull flag setup. You see here, that's going to be really good. That's going to mean that okay, if it can pull back here, and then folks are going to get scared, then buy, step in, and then boom, you take it up, right? Something like that. Or it can just blast through here and go up. So those are the two options. Those are the two options that it can take, right? Option one or option two. So regardless of the option, we will be able to trade this and capitalize on it. Alternatively, maybe what can also happen is that if price comes all the way here and breaks below this red line and this level, then we are going to go down, right? That means that we are going down, right? But if it doesn't, then we are going to hold here and bounce. So that's the trade plan for this, right? In that case, we are going to look to get like the 260, 259 or 258 puts expiring next week, and we ride it to the downside. Okay. All right, so here I have Dell, so I'm watching Dell closely. So let me set this alert because sometimes we might be using a different chart. So 266, 265, 30. Okay, that should be enough. And then I'm going to look at next one. I'm going to look at Qualcomm. Let's see what Qualcomm is doing. Qualcomm too looks strong. So far it looks like it wants to go up here. It wants to go to this area at some point. Not today, but sometime soon. It's going to get there. So here we have this low here, and then we have this one here, which is the pre-market high here, and that is oh, that's a major level. That's interesting, very interesting. So here we have this here. This is your previous close. This is your high of this day, and this is where we are at here at pre-market high. So if price can break above this pre-market high, it's going to lead to an explosive move. We are going to get a squeeze, right? We are going to get a short squeeze here. Because here you see, every single time price has come here, it has stalled out. It could not go. So if it breaks it this time, we are going to get that push to the upside. So I like this play here. So break above 219.14. We are going to look to get the 220 calls or 225, whichever one, and ride it to the upside. And these are going to be your profit targets, right? These areas are going to be your profit targets. And then here, right? These areas are going to be your profit target. So here, this is your profit target here. And then this is your profit target there. Okay. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay. So that's how I'm going to look at this. If we can trade this, I like this play because of this breakout. So let me mark it here as an alert before I forget. Before we miss out on it. 492.19. Let me give it 15, something a little bit higher. Okay, so once we break there, we are going to get that push to the upside, and these are the resistance levels are going to be your profit target. Okay, so that's Qualcomm. I like Qualcomm, and next one is IBM. IBM. Okay, before I go here, let me add something here because I'm seeing something about to happen here with this. Maybe put this at, what's this number again? I just want to check out something here. 261. Okay. 262. Okay. because I think we are going to pull back here. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at the next one is IBM. So the Trump administration gave IBM $1 billion supercomputers yesterday, and also he gave them he also gave another 1 billion to the quantum computing stocks like Rigetti and D-Wave, that's QBTS. So he gave them some kind of let's just want to check out here. 2 and 2. Okay. All right. So here I like IBM. Let's see if it can follow that momentum. It did a big move here. So I like this play in a sense that if you look at it, this is the candle. This is the candle that happened here. This one was due to the news and stuff and the investment. So individuals are thinking that because of what happened to Intel, any government investments now is going to be a main watch for investors and traders. So because of that, we got that big pop here in IBM, and I believe that IBM still has room to go, but it has obstacles. So here it has so if you look at this is the 200 simple moving average, right? That's a break wall. It needs to find a way to navigate it and break above it sometime soon. So here I like this play. If it can break pre-market high, and then it's going to push to the 200. At the 200, if you get a move from there to the 200, you must take profit, right? Regardless of your P&L, you want to take profit there. And then if it gives you follow through after that, fine, you can have some runners and allow those to run. But don't overstay your welcome when the thing pushes to the 200, because there's always going to be a reaction, right? And then once it gets there, so today, if the market is strong, this can get to this area. See where there's a little gap here. There's a gap here. This can get here today. This one, somewhere here at least, right? So we shall see how that plays out. So I like this play. I like IBM 270 calls, targeting the 200 SMA. And then anything beyond that is going to be just cherry on the cake, right? So the main target, the main trade is from here to here, right? If you get there, you hit your target. Anything above that is just going to be bonus, right? Bonus, okay? All right, so I'm going to mark this here, 265, 265.12, something like that. Once it gets there, it's going to let me know, and then we'll take action on this. So I have IBM and Dell. Those two, I'm going to watch them closely. But just be mind, Dell has a crazy bid and ask price. I don't know if it has changed. So if you are going into that trade, just be careful. If you are using market order, just know that you can get in and the bid and ask price is going to go against you. So you can use limit order. But if you're in a hurry, you can do market order as well. So next one I'm looking at is that I also want to have Intel in mind. Before then, let me look at ASTS. I think ASTS can crack $100 today. ASTS can crack $100 today. So ASTS. That's a space related name. So we have here, so this level is a critical level and it's breaking it so far. So if ASTS can break above here, we are going to push up. The thing with ASTS is that it doesn't hold on to its gains. It goes up and it collapses and stuff. So when you're in profit, you want to take profit, right? Just be mindful of that. In the last few days here, it hasn't been doing what it has to do, right? It goes up and it collapses, right? So here, what I'm looking at here is I'm looking for a break above this level, this pre-market high, and then we are going to push to next target is going to be here. Profit target number 1, 99, $100. So I believe that once we push above this level, we are going to get to the $100 target, right? Because that's a psychological number. So I like the $100 calls expiring next week. We'll hold it and ride it to the upside, right? Yeah. So this year, I like this play. I think we could get a big breakout here if things work out nicely. We shall see how that works out here. Let me mark this again. 90, 98, 60, 98. We'll do 98.70. Okay, so that's ASTS. Next one I have in mind here is let's go back to Intel. Intel is looking good here. Intel is looking good. So I like this setup on Intel. Actually, I like it as some kind of a swing trade, but here we are day trading here, so we just want to make our money today and forget about it. But I like the play for, I think next week we could see further moves with this semiconductor. So this is coming out of a dip. And if this can clear 121.93, is going to squeeze, it's going to push up, right? It's going to just make a big move. So I like this play. So I'll do 121.94. I'm going to look to get the 125 calls or 130 calls and ride it to the upside. So if you are getting next week, you can buy time on it and target maybe 130 calls or 135 calls, targeting the all-time highs. Okay, so that's what I'm going to look at here for Intel. I like this setup. It really looks nice. Enphase was good yesterday. I'm not sure if he still has the juice to push up, but it could, right? It could. So we just have to be ready for that. It could here. So break above pre-market high. So today the theme is that pre-market high is critical. If you can break above pre-market high, that means that it's strong, it's showing bullish momentum, then it can push up, right? If it can't, then it's not going to work. So here 63.35 will tell us to go long, but break below here, break below this level is going to send this down. 61. Break below this level is going to send this down to this area, which is the where this thing is out. How do you call it? This is a weekly level, right? So if you break below here, that means that we are going to come back down here, and that could happen, right? And that way we could short this to the downside. Okay, right. So those are the key tickets that I have. I don't want to have like a whole bunch of things, but those are the main tickets that I have. I think I've gone through Qualcomm as well. I just want to, get this done here, and then we'll see what happens, right? So someone says Meta. I mean, I've not checked Meta in a while. I have a iron condor on Meta because it's not moving. So yeah, so maybe it's going to move. Let's see. I'll just set an alert here, 610. I'm not expecting any big thing from Meta, right? Reddit is in the same industry. It's actually a better stock, like showing strength, but that one is not looking. Yeah, it is going to go down. It looks like it wants to go down, or it's just going to consolidate, right? Here. Mara here. So Mara could be the better one. Mara could be the better one here. Not traded Mara in a million years. It used to be the this thing of crypto those times before Coinbase. So Mara, if Mara can break above this level, this $13 level, then it's going to push up and it's going to go to maybe this area, right? So break above here, so you can set an alert, break above 1390, like give it room. 13, let me do 86. Then it can go up and you can get a move to the upside. So I've alerted it already. Palantir looking good here. Let's see here. Okay. So if you can break above this level, it could push up, but it's not really trading well. It's been consolidating. So who knows? Maybe today might be the day where it's going to move. So I'm going to mark that one here. I'm going to set an alert. I'm not going to watch it as a main watch, but if it triggers, it's going to let us know. So here I'll set the alert for 139. Okay, 139. Then you can get the move and we can break above this downsloping trend line, right? Then maybe that can get us to this area. But Palantir has not been doing well lately. So yeah, this area. So that's good to go. AMD is looking to break out here. Yeah, oops, AMD looking to break out here, but it's going to make price discovery. Let me add this here. Usually, I personally don't like stocks that are too extended like this and at this level, but I mean, you can trade them if they work out, because I think that the setup on Intel and things is a better setup in terms of a move. But again, if all of them are moving, they are going to move together, right? So let's see here. Put this as I'll do 471. Okay, that's it. So yeah, so those are the tickers here. AMD, sorry, Intel, like Intel, because it's coming out of a dip, so I have more room for the stock to go, more room for the stock to go compared to like AMD, right? Dell, Dell, see Dell is moving. Dell is moving here, so I like Dell. Dell is also a good mover. Like a couple of times I've traded, is really nice. Dell, and then we have IBM. Check out IBM as well. Okay, guys. Market has opened. Let's see what it's doing here. all the semiconductors showing the same candle. Is that not crazy? Okay, so let's check out ASTS, AMD. Okay, AMD, ASTS triggered here. Oh, nice candle. ASTS. So I like ASTS. ASTS, I like that trade. It likes to fake out, but let's see. No entries yet, just watching. I just want the first 2 minutes candle to close, and I'll see if I can enter inside. Dell 2 looking good. QQQ and stuff looking good here. I have a swing on ASTS. Let me. Okay. Okay, ASTS, I like what I see. So I'll get something. ASTS and Dell look really nice. Dell going to price discovery here. Price discovery here. So I'll wait for the first 2 minutes candle to close. Then I'll decide to enter in here. Yeah. What happened to AMD and things? Okay, ASTS, I've seen enough. So I would first I have a swing trade. I need to clear that one, clear a few from it. I needed to do a few things. So I need to get a new strike. Maybe I'll get the 105 calls or something, or 110, because I have the 100 calls already from a swing. So I need to just move that one out and move the funds into a different. All right. SPY 2 is doing well. SPY 2 is doing well. So we have here ASTS. ASTS, I will venture for the 105 calls. That's a new position. Let's see. Okay, guys. Memphis is going down. No interest in shorting right now. So here we have. So I've taken ASTS 105 calls expiring next week. I also have one expiring today. So yeah, if you take the one expiring today, just note that it's high risk, high return. So yeah, I've taken one expiring today and one expiring next week. 105 calls. So if you take today's expiry, know what you're getting yourself into, right? Because if it doesn't move and it start misbehaving, then you are going to lose your money, right? I like Dell. I like what I see on Dell. Dell. Let's see here, Dell. I like this pattern candle formation. Maybe I'll take Dell 280 calls. Let's probably take something expiring here today. Bid and ask price is all over the place for Dell. So I like Dell. I've taken Dell. No, I don't want to spend this amount of money here on this. Okay, so I've taken Dell 285 calls. 285 calls expiring today. 285 calls expiring today. Okay, 285 calls expiring today. Let's see here. This is gonna go. So I'm still holding ASTS, waiting for it to break above that 102 level for it to push. Dell as well. Dell is good, looking good. Let's see if it can go. Let's check out Intel. So Intel is making a recovery here. So QQQ2 worked out nicely. It's pushing above here. Let's see if it can break above this pre-market high, then that I will engage it. But right now, no. ASTS. So I'm ready for a pullback. If it pulls back, I'll add to the position. So any trade I've taken here is a starter position, and I will look for a pullback if it pulls back, right? If it pulls back, we'll add to the position and then enter. So we've had the first 5 minutes candle. So here, typically rule of thumb, you want to wait for the first 5 minutes, but I wanted to get in early. Anytime I get in early on a trade, I know that I have to add to the position. It's a starter position, right? So here, QQQ looking to take off. If it can break and close above this area here, this is going to be a good one for a long. Hopefully it does not fake out, right? So QQQ 722 calls should work here as long as we can hold above. Let me see the 2 minutes time frame. Okay, yeah. So QQQ 220 calls should work as long as, let's wait for this candle to close, this one, then you can enter, right? I mean, I've already entered, right? But is a startup position because I have a feeling it's going to pull back and come and test here. Then I'll add to the position and push up. Okay. So SPY 2 is pushing up. So the two of them, these two move together, right? If this is pushing, this is going to push most of the time. most of the time. So Dell is struggling here to go, consolidating, still holding, no problem. As I said here, this one is pulling back. I'll add to the position when there's a change in momentum. So every trade I've taken is startup positions, right? And then once it pulls back, we'll add to it on confirmation. So Dell is consolidating here, is bull flagging. It's consolidating here, is bull flagging. So consolidation, bull flagging. So this where if you are getting 0 DT, it can be problematic, right? If the thing does not move, then you are you are going to be waiting. So yeah. So QQQ working out nicely. Need that push. I need that push to 721.96. So I'm in 3 trades now. QQQ, Dell, and ASTS, all starter positions. Once they confirm, I would add to the position, right? So over here, I see Dell bull flagging, meaning that it's ready for an explosive move. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, it does not disappoint. So here, this is a flag. Okay, this area here is the flag. Like, if we can crack above this, then we are going to push up, right? So that's the goal. Let me look at the next level. So here, you see here ASTS. ASTS, what I'm looking now is that I'll add to this position if this green candle closes above here, right? If not, I'm not adding to it until it shows me strength, right? So if I say starter position, that's what I mean. I'm just entering with 30% of my full size, and then I wait. If the pullback happens and confirms, I add to the position, I add the full size. But right now, it's not doing that. It popped into this area. It could might as well come all the way here. So I'll exit this trade if this closes below here. Otherwise, I'm not exiting. I'll hold and wait and see if I get that confirmation to add, right? So far, it's not giving me that entry yet. It's pulling back. I'll leave it alone. And then I'll just wait and see what happens, right? So we are getting these moves here in QQQ pushed up and pulled back. I don't know what he's doing, struggling. But Dell looking good. Dell, the bull flag is going to break out. Let me identify the next levels because that's very important. Right now, all these levels are not relevant anymore. Let me delete all of them. So everything needs to go. So Palantir, hey, Palantir cross. Go Palantir cross. I'll check it out here. Let me see. Palantir cross the line. LTR. That can be a good one because it's coming out of a dip. So 140 calls can work if it can clear here, right? For this one, I will look to get something next week, right? Like, yeah, so that you can allow it to play out. So 140 calls, you see this? 140 calls can work and it's going to push. So these are going to be profit target. So I'll have that on my sideline. I'll actually take that as a swing. I'm not going to do day trade on this. So I'll take Palantir. I'll take that on my swing account. Palantir 140 calls. I needed to hold above that level. That one, okay, I think we had it enough. You can also trade today if you want. I just want to, because I'm managing multiple positions. Oh, what's QQQ doing here? So Palantir next week, 140 calls is not bad. So I've taken a startup position on that. I'll swing it into next week. So now let me focus on these other ones. QQQ is pulling back here aggressively. Pulling back here aggressively. So yeah, so ASTS adding to my position here, just added to the position here. I just need that break. Hopefully we don't get fake out. So I've added to the position here because I got what I was looking for. Let's see if he can help us out and reciprocate the favor. Boom, there you go. Nice. So what I told you here was if this green candle takes over this, I'm going to add, and then we are going to see a move here. It could fake out. It could still fake out. It could still do this and go down, but I like this play. So next target is going to be here. Fingers crossed that we get there, right? So we can get that push to the upside. So I've added to my position here, and I'm looking for that move. I'm looking for that move to the upside. Dell is still consolidating. Dell is still consolidating around. I'm not sure what it's trying to do, but it's consolidating here. QQQ, still a bit struggling. Hopefully Dell can push up and does not disappoint. So here, this is pulling back here again. See how that goes. But it's still in an uptrend, so just hold the trade.
Richie, what about IBM? It seems as if it's...
Oh, IBM worked out? Yeah, let me see. Times too many tickers. Yeah, IBM is getting ready. So you can take a long here if you want. IBM 265 calls. Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, good point. 265 calls is coming up. IBM 265 calls. Let me see. Let me check out the 5 minutes time frame. Oh crap! Why is this thing misbehaving here? Okay, ASTS, give me that 104 target. Dell is pushing as well. So I just want to focus on the ones that I've taken so far, so that I don't because when it gets many like that, it becomes crazy, right? Why is this thing doing this? Sorry guys, I don't know what's happening to this stuff here. So once ASTS gets to 104 area, you should be taking profit there, right? If you can get there. The thing about ASTS is like the movement is a little bit annoying. Like it goes up, comes down. I don't know what it's doing, right? It's very annoying. So you have to be patient with it, and then it's going to work out. I'm not sure what is happening to my chat here, so I need to close this and start it again. Okay, sorry guys, let me just stop here. I don't know what's going on. What's going on with this? Okay, I'll share my screen again. So ASTS is working out fantastically well, right? So I'll just focus on that, and then we'll look at Dell as well. IBM, I might just take it as a swing trade and leave it, right? Because I don't want to be watching different things at the same time. So 270 calls expiring next week should work. So you can get that. Let me see here. What's Dell doing? I need to peel off something from Dell because this like price discovery. Let me share my screen. I don't know where it's going to. Okay. All right. So ASTS movement is very annoying. Very annoying. Very annoying. So here we have Dell pushing up. I don't know what Dell is doing here. It's consolidating. It keeps on consolidating here for all this time. Looking for this to push up. Looking for it to push up. Palantir. Open the startup position here for a swing trade. So I'll leave that to do its thing. Not worried about it. Watching here is Dell. I hope this consolidation thing with Dell does not end up messing out. The play is a very nice play. Let me look at the next is going to be the pivot points. Okay. Not seeing anything. Okay, this is the next area. Let's target this here. 290. I should have taken 290 calls if I knew about that. Here, go to the monthly to see if I can get additional points, but that's what it is. So once it comes here, surely I'll start trimming, taking profits. I mean, you can start taking profits here at this time because this price discovery, nobody knows where it's going, right? It could, you know, could pull back from here on, who knows, right? Yeah, so you can start peeling off some profits on Dell. I'll take profits over here. I'll peel off some and take profit over here as well because this price discovery, I don't know where it's going. It could just stall out here and go down. Okay. So I'm peeling off some profit here on Dell while we're at it, and I'll hold the runners and see if we can get to this target. The problem with price discovery is that you don't know where the thing is going, right? This is just an estimate of where it's going, right? This target here is an estimate of where it's going. So QBTS is getting to my target here. So I will sell into the pushes, into the 104 level. That's where I'm going to sell. So make sure you sell into the pushes and take profit. The contracts are a little bit weird. They are behaving weird. So make sure you take profits once you get your profits, right? Don't overstay your welcome. All right. So taking some profits from Dell, taking some profits from ASTS as well, and holding runners right now. I need to push to that target. Because of the bid and ask price, you want to sell into the pushes, right? So that you can get a good feel. I'm not going to use limit orders for this. I just want market orders, exit the trade quick. In, out, exit the trade. ASTS. ASTS can be very annoying stock. So holding runners, taking some profit off the table. We shall see if it can move. QQQ, not looking good here. I don't know what it's doing. It wants to come down here to this level at least. We shall see how it goes. Couldn't quite get here. And once QQQ starts selling, it might put pressure on Dell. So make sure you take profit from Dell. Make sure you take profit from Dell. So QQQ, I'm waiting to see if he can hold here. If he holds, I'll add to my position and write it up and take profit from there. I wasn't able to take profit here, so I'm ready in that trade. I'm just waiting to see if he can do like this type of move. So Dell, I needed to push. Hopefully we can get to that 290 target, but again, it's price discovery. So just note that we might not get there, but that's the next target. That's the next target. So take some profit off the table, hold some runners. Okay. And okay, so let me check out the other tickets and see how they are doing. IBM, I don't take IBM. I'll look to it maybe later for a swing trade. Palantir, I've taken a starter position on that. Hopefully you can do his thing. I'm not worried about that. That's for next week. So we'll hold that one and see what happens to it. But my main day trades here have been ASTS and Dell. Those are my main day trades. ASTS is annoying. It can be very annoying sometimes. So no problem. I'll wait for it. I'm not in a rush. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. So Dell is pushing nicely to our target here. Fingers crossed. Hit that 290 target. Then I'll take more profit there. Hold a little bit of runners and see if we can go higher, right? But the trade is the trade. The trade is a beautiful one. Beautiful trade. ASTS2 is pushing towards the 104 target. Hopefully we can get there. I'll take more profit off the table, and then there goes the day. QQQ, I'm waiting for it to figure out what it wants to do. I'll add to the position and bring it back green here. So yeah, so ASTS has hit our target, take profit and leave some runners. That's it, guys. There goes the day. Boom. Taking profit here, holding some runners to see if it can go higher, and then that's it. That's it. The only one I'm waiting for is QQQ. QQQ is still in an uptrend, so no problem here. It's going to do its thing. Oh, nice move on ASTS. Nice move. Nice move. Let's go. Let's go ASTS. Let's go ASTS. Let's go ASTS. So make sure you take profit here, guys. Take profit, hold runners, and allow it to play out. So you take profit and then allow this one to play out, get the next target here to this area. This is a little bit wide. Isn't there a level before that? No, sometimes we draw the level, you can say, okay, something, there must be, yeah, there must be, yeah. That is it. See, there's a level here, this one. So this is the next target, 105. So once it gets to 105, you want to take more profit off the table. Dow is looking tired here, guys. It's looking tired. It's looking tired. It might just start collapsing very soon. But make sure you take profits. I've taken more profit off the table, still holding runners to see if we can get here. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, no problem. So here we've hit that 105 level. Let me take more profit off here on ASTS. And now hold a tiny piece for the upper targets. Okay. QQQ not doing what I'm looking for it to do, but I'll wait for it to this area. If it closes below here, I'll exit the trade for a loss. No problem. I've made enough money from this too, so that's fine. But I think that is going to reverse. So I'll just be patient, and once it reverses and it confirms, I'll enter the trade and take it. So M-Face here. So ASTS is a done deal, guys. So whatever happens from here on, it's no like you should take profit off the table and get it done. So it's a Friday, so made money here already. So this is a check mark. I'm done with ASTS. Let me check M-Face to see what it's doing. Oh, M-Face is about to break out here. So M-Face, I like this trade. Like this, a trade that we had in the swing trading service. I added it as a watch list. I think this one I'll take like a for a swing trade for this, and allow it to play out. Allow it to play out. They'll give me this 290 level. Give me this 290 level. So yeah, what's the name? What's ETH? Let's see, ETH. Sorry, Dell. What a beautiful trade. Take this out. M-Face. Boom. So Dell 0DT worked out. I took the 0DT once. It worked out. Oh, sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. So you just have to be strategic about it. So here, I like this candle here. I like this. If this can break above this $64 mark, I will look to get, for next week, I can get the $70 calls. Or maybe I buy more time, because it's always good to buy more time on swings because you never know, overnight risk and a whole bunch of things can happen. So let's see what the June expiry looks like so that this can be something that you can hold and allow you to play out. No rush things. So here, this is, so June 18 is not bad. This is $4 right now. The bid and ask price is wide. So if you're buying it, just be careful, right? If you're buying this, or you can even get the $80 calls if possible. $80 calls has enough volume. So, okay. So I think I'll go with this. I'll go with the $80 calls. I'll get a position in this and hopefully it goes up and we'll get that to work. But need to buy time, right? Always buy time, especially with swings. So I'll open it here in my swing account. $80 calls, June 18th. Oh, whoa, my thing crossed there. Let me take profit again. Ooh, take more profits here on ASTS. Enphase is an interest rate sensitive stock. Holy cow, ASTS. Holy smokely smokes. Holy smokely smokes. Okay, holding the runners for ASTS. Let's see where it goes from here. We'll leave that and see how it works out. So far, it's been a nice trade here. So I took the trade here for this a swing trade, $80 calls expiring June 18. I want it to play out. I don't want to rush the process. So $80 calls expiring June 18th, and we'll get it to work. So this is a starter position here. I'll add more next week. In case there's a pullback, I will just add to it, right? So that's the thing. And this play really looks nice. Like, it sucks that I missed the initial play because I've had this on my alert. I had this thing here that if it clears this, it was going to squeeze, and lo and behold, look at that big squeeze. So you can catch them all. Sometimes you're going to miss some. So QQQ, I'm not sure what it's doing here. It is struggling. It might come somewhere here, and we'll see. I'm still holding the position. I'll see if it holds. If it start reversing, then I can add and see if we can correct it to get it to push up. But it's still in an uptrend. We shall see here how that works out, and then. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I am done here for the day. All the other ones are more swings. I've taken profit here on ASTS. I think that's is so right now. This is the thing. You see here, how do you find out when momentum is shifting? So if this candle, so here, this did not close below here, so it's not done yet. If I see a red candle close below a green candle, it tells me that the momentum, the party is over, right? So get a heck out, right? That's what it is. So over here, you can see here, momentum is shifting. So if you're in that trade, make sure you take profit, right? Because it's going to go downhill from here on. It's going to go downhill. I've already locked in. I'm all out ASTS, right? I'm okay with my gains. It can go up from here. Not interested. I'm good. We'll revisit that later. So I'm just letting you guys know. If you've not taken profit, it's popping. Make sure you take more, and then you can see what it does. But once we start getting a break below here, then you are going to get a momentum shift. This is struggling. So make sure you take profit if you've not taken profit here. This is going to work out nicely if we can get more momentum next week and we get the bond yields go down. If bond yields go down, it's going to be good for Enphase. So QQQ, if we break below the 50 and close below there, I'll exit the trade for a loss. Then I'll short it, I'll flip short. But so far, it's holding so far. We shall see how it works out. Okay, guys, so let me know what you traded. Let me know if you took any trades. I focused on ASTS and Dell. ASTS and Dell. Oh, Dell hit our target. Okay, let me take profit here on this. Target hits. So taking profit from Dell, and we'll hold a tiny piece and see how it goes. It's done. Down here, down here, down here, down here. Down here, down here, down for the day. Evie, what's same? Is it?
I took ASTS and then.
Oh, yes, and okay.
The QQQ is pulling back, so I don't know. But
Yeah,
I took it for next week, so I think I'll hold it.
Okay.
Because I think by next week it will still go back to 720.
Yeah, it's going to do this thing, right? But just know that the new Fed guy is taking over. Trump is swearing him in for the first time. He's going to be sworn in the White House. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm not going to speculate. But anytime there's a new Fed takes over, the market likes to test the Fed. So there could be a situation where we get a pullback in the market. Just an FYI, right? Those are if you go back in history, every single time there's a new Fed, the market has pulled back. So who knows? That might happen, right? So here I'll just close my if it closes below here. It's not, it doesn't look like it wants to go up, but we'll see. Still waiting for it. So I've closed my positions here on this and that. I'm done. This is good enough for the day. I will look to see if this can do well. Look to see if it can do well. If buy starts stepping in, I'll add to it and then we'll write it up. Okay, doesn't look like it's going to work here. So I've exited it now. Taking a loss from that. I might position shorts, but I'll see how that works out here. So my expiring today, so I don't have time for it to work out, right? So if you're having one for next week, well, you can hold, but mine is decaying fast, so I just exited. So I took a 50% loss on that. It's fine, no problem. See how it goes. If it can hold and do stuff, I might re-engage, but right now I'm good. So you see here, ASTS pull back, right? ASTS pull back. It's tired. It needs to cool off a bit. So one of the ways where you can identify this early is maybe you can go to the 1 minute. Maybe the 1 minute can show us something. It's not showing here. 2 minutes. So here, once this candle came, this this cleared this. It could not quite clear the bottom of this, and you saw the second candle coming in red. No, there's going to be a reversal coming, right? It doesn't mean that it's going to sell like this. It means that a reversal is coming. So just get ready to exit or get ready to take final profit, right? So that's a way where you can spot the reversal early. As if you are long, red wipes out green, you know that you are in trouble, right? It means that things are about to shift. Let's see what Dell is doing. Is Dell 2 doing the same thing? So Dell is tired, right? So Dell came to that target and nicely it hit it, right? So I've taken profit off there. anything that happens from here, I can't control it, right? I don't know what happens from here on, but this has been a very nice trade. So Dell is still strong. It hasn't broken even below the 9 yet. So if you go to let me check the 1 minute to see. No, it's still holding. It's very strong. That is very strong. So it could go higher than this here. Who knows? But it's all good, right? So QQQ wants to bottom here. Let's see if it can bottom here and hold. If it does, I'll re-engage again and we'll ride it up. This bottoming tail looks good. Bottoming tail looks good here. I'll probably get something for next week, not this one. 0DT is to some way. Okay, so I like this candle here. If we get another candle like this, see, if we get another candle that opens like this, okay, then you can enter. That's your confirmation sign to enter, right? Then you put your stop loss here. Stop loss is over here. Stop loss is over here. Like this. So we see like this, then yeah, you can enter. So this is a 5 minutes time frame. I like to check the 2 minutes to get early entry. So here, 2 minutes is already telling us what's happening. So yeah. So let's see if we can go. I think eventually we'll go up. We'll go up eventually. So I will re-engage here with this again. So I've opened a position. This one is next week. I'm not doing zero. This one is next week, and I'm going to hold it and see if we can get to the top here. If we get to the top here, that's going to be fantastic. I exited the 0DT one because it's going to melt up. Too risky, right? So Dell looks like it's going to go higher, guys. It's going to go higher. It's going to go higher. It's going to go higher. So yeah.
Hi, Richard, I was wondering, can I still take trade in Dell?
No. Always, every time you take a trade, ask yourself this question, right? I know it's difficult, right? I know it's difficult to conceive. I mean, this is something that
There, Richard,
yeah.
do
So
you have anything for swing trade?
sorry,
For swing trade, it just
for
came.
which one? Which one?
You see, have Dell? I just joined a few minutes ago.
No,
Been
I
doing
mean, like I've sold my Dell. I've taken profits. I'm done, right? I mean,
okay.
anything. So the thing is, this stock
Okay,
has
I'll wait
moved
till
a
you.
lot.
I'll wait till you
This-
send those.
This stock has moved a lot, and I don't even know where it's going. I will not be engaging it here. If you engage it here, it's risky, right? That means that you are willing to take the risk, right? You can say, okay, I'm willing to take the risk. I'll get today's expiry and get it. If I lose the money, I lose the money, right? But if from a risk management standpoint, it's not a good idea to be buying Dell here at this point, right? Because always ask you, every time you take a trade, ask yourself a question. If I took the trade here, always remember this. If I took the trade here, what would I be doing here? Would I be buying more or would I be selling? That's the question. So the person who asks that question, what would you be doing if you entered the trade here? Would you be buying more here or would you be selling? Question for you to answer. Are you there?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. So my question to you is that if you bought Dell over here, you see where the white circle is? Let me make it yellow to make it easy to see. If you bought Dell here and it has moved to this place, are you going to be if assuming you bought here and it has moved to this place, at this point in time, what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be buying more or you're going to be selling?
Oh, selling.
Perfect. So if it's selling, then it means that you are too late. Okay. So I know that it's difficult to conceive at first, like think about it at first, but it's going to help you a lot, especially avoid FOMO and stuff. For all you know, this thing can go as high as 10, but we don't know where it's going. It could also crash from here, right? So that's the thing that you have to deal with. So you want to manage risk always, like preservation of capital is key. That's very important because without that, you have no business, right?
Yeah.
Because here, imagine you enter here and then it gives you this like a red candle that comes here.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to smoke you very fast. And Dell, the bid and ask price is all over the place. So you want to avoid that, right?
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So that's the psychology that you have to have when you are trading these things, right? Always ask yourself that question.
Hey, Richard, you didn't check this Qualcomm. Is it Qualcomm or so?
Qualcomm, it did well. It went up.
It's crazy.
Oh, holy smokes. We
I
missed
just saw
something.
it. I even just saw it.
Well, I mean, like you can't catch all the trades. There are too many trades. I mean, we caught Dell and ASTS, so we are good.
I didn't. I was just looking.
Did anybody catch Qualcomm? Did anybody here catch Qualcomm? Anybody here catch Qualcomm? Nobody caught it. Okay. Well, fine. I mean, I don't worry about stocks that have moved and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it was on my watch list. I don't know what happened. I don't know whether my alert triggered or something, but I did not see it. Anyway, it's what it is, right? Yeah, if I saw it, I would have taken it, right? Yeah. So I mean, usually, you can't. The thing is that you have to be disciplined, right? You have to focus on what you want to do because if you're having too many tickets, it's too many, right? So you can't catch everything because right now we are in what I call a hot market where this trigger, this trigger, this trigger. It's going to get to a point where it's just only a few things that are going to work, right? So you just have to identify, okay, which one do I want to focus on, and then focus on that, right? Then, unless you want to have like a screen where you have like 8 tickets or 10 tickets that you're watching, I don't do that, right? I just focus on 1 or 2, and then trade them well, right? Intel 2 will do well. Intel 2 is doing well. Intel 2 is going to do well. So I'm holding the new QQQ. I'll hold it to the rest of the day here. So Intel, I might take that one as a swing trade because it's coming out of this dip and my target is going to be here, this area here. I'll take that as a swing trade, right? Because sometimes the good way to mitigate missing out on something is to take it as a swing trade and buy time. Then you are not worried about it, you are not watching it, and you allow it to play out. Because if you're trying to catch it as a day trade, you might miss it, right? You might miss it. I mean, we've had times where we've talked about a ticker and the thing takes off and we did not see it, right? That happens, right? And you can't catch them all. But Qualcomm is a very, very good one. I'm sure this guy is going to be happy. Matthew, he has a swing trade on this. He's going to be happy. This is really nice move. Yeah, so it happens, right? It's what it is. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, but yeah, this can come here next week here to this highs. But I like the Intel one. Intel is looking good. We'll engage that one later. Okay, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions. And let me know what you guys traded. Did anybody take any trades here? Apart from Evie and Cole, do you take any trades? Any trades? Do you take any of them? We had ASTS. We had Dell. Dell. So those two worked out really nicely. So you can catch them all, right? You just focus on 1 or 2, trade it well, make your money. That's it, right? ASTS2 is still going. ASTS is still going. It's made a reversal. So here, if you want to engage this, if you want to take this trade, you have to understand what it is, right? So here, if you take this trade, you have to be willing to take profit here. But that's advanced thing. That's like those that can scalp and are very fast, right? Because it could as well go down as well, right? So I'm not taking any trade on this. This one is done. Once a stock is done, once I'm done with a stock, it's done, right? I don't go back and watch and see what happened to it afterwards. No, it's done. You made your money, and just know that it's trading psychology. You cannot capture an entire move. So the market is just like, it's just like you go to like a birthday party, okay? When you go to a birthday party and they're cutting the cake, do they give the entire cake to you? No. You get a cut, right? So that's how the market works. So you come in, you get your piece of the pie or the piece of the cake in this situation, and then you walk away, right? Knowing that you are not going to catch everything. I mean, there are times that you can catch everything, but trying to catch everything is not a strategy, right? You just have to trade to targets. So what you see here is that we had a target and we traded to those targets. That is called disciplined trading. So here the target was 290, it hit 290, done. Right? Discipline, you are done. It doesn't matter what the PNL is, whether it's 1,000%, 2,000%, whatever it is, you've taken your profit. Then if you want to leave runners, that's fine. You can leave runners, but make sure that the runners that you are leaving. So runners, for those that don't know, is like, what I mean by that is that if you buy, let's say you bought 10 contracts and you sold 8, and there's 2 left, that 2 is called runners. You're allowing it to see if it can go higher. So those 2, what you have to do is that you have to do some math with it. You have to calculate and say, okay, if these 2, if it comes down, let's say that 2 goes to 0, am I still going to be green on the trade or am I going to be red? So you have to do that math in your head to figure out where you are so that you can preserve capital. Or you can put a trailing stop and say, okay, if the runners that are green go down by maybe let's say you are up by 100%. Let's say you can put a trailing stop where when it goes down by 50%, it should sell you out. That way you can preserve your capital and you can preserve some of your gains. So that's how you can do this kind of thing while you're doing living runners. So you leave it in such a way that you know that even whatever happens, you are going to close the day green. Because for all you know, the trade that you had can just collapse. I mean, I've seen that happen. Something that was up, next time you check, it's down, it's red. The whole move has been wiped out. So if you do not put those risk management measures in place, trailing stop, or maybe you've calculated and figured out that even if that one goes to 0, you're going to be green, then you turn a nice green trade red. And that's not going to be fun. That's not going to be like, you are not going to have a good feeling about that, right? So everything that we do is like calculated, and risk management is key, right? It's very important. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, guys. I'm done here for the week. It's been
So, Richard, this QQQ, you think we should just wait on it, right?
QQQ, I don't know what he's doing, man. To be honest, I don't know what he's doing. It's just
Although I got on the one of next week, so
yeah, next week, yeah, maybe you can hold it for next week, right? So it's like it's not catching a bit, like it's not holding the trend here, and it keeps on like going down. So maybe you can, I don't know, right? So depending on the situation, you can decide to hold it or you can just like exit it, right? Because here, this one has already broken, and it might go down. It might go down from here on, right? So yeah, but if you have next week, you can hold it. Next week you can hold it. As long as it does not continue selling.
exactly. I don't know.
Yeah, if you have
Me, I just bought QQQ. I didn't want to.
yeah, because I think I this kind of things, I think eventually is going to go up because the holiday weekend, I think eventually is going to go up. But again, you can predict these things, right? Right now, as it stands, it looks like it's going down. It's a short opportunity here. But yeah.
Even the spies, but
Yeah, SPY 2 is dropping. So all of them are short trades. So this one, you can take a short on this and this one. If you can break below here, you take a short on it, target the pre-market low. Here, if you break below this red line, take a short on it, target this area, right? So yeah, and you know that once this and this are going down, Dell and everything are going to sell as well. So profit taking, maybe people are taking profit.
I was kind of taking the
Yeah, it's
zero
just
DT,
shit in the bed.
the zero DT Dell, and the other one was too expensive, so I was just watching.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about risk management, right? It's math, right? You have to look at it. You say, okay, so when you are doing this stuff, you say you can, you know, Fridays when I'm doing day trading, I size for 0, right? So I use some of the profits from the week to trade on Fridays.
Yeah.
So when I come in, I can take more risk. I can buy 0 DT with no problem. So let's say in the week example, let's say you made $1,000, right? You can come into the day trading on today and say, okay, I'm going to take 0 DT, but I'm going to only risk 30% of my profits for the week. That's it. So if you see a trade that works out in terms of the setup is there, and you want to take the trade, you can take the 0 DT with that, knowing that you are only risking $300. If that $300 and that one is already sized for 0, you are ready for it to go to 0, right? If it goes to 0 at the end of the week, you are still going to be green. So the most important thing is closing the week green and then the month green, right? So here, this this shot here, I just took a shot on this stuff. Let's see if we can go down here and get to this point here. Yeah, I think it's going to pull here. Let's see, QQQ. Right, nice push to the downside. So yeah, so this is something that you have to do. So again, you have to weigh the options. Always weigh the options. Not before you enter something, you have to. It's risk management. Once you know your risk, then you don't worry about it, right? But if you don't know your risk, then you're always like scared, because you look at it and say, okay, oh, okay, I made money here, or I'm willing to lose $100. Okay, let me get a $100 trade, 0 DT, and work on it, right? I like to stay away from 0 DT, especially for newbies. If you don't want to be doing that, but sometimes you just have to manage your risk and figure out that is it worth me doing it, and then you do it, right? So that's something that each individual trader has to figure out. But I don't advise new traders to trade 0 DT. Right? Stay away from that. Stay away from that. If because cash is a position as well. That's what you have to know. Okay. So QQQ is doing dancing around. I think eventually it's going to push to the upside. Usually that will happen on long weekends, but I could be wrong here. Yeah, but it has broken this level here. We needed to break down. I think eventually it's going to come down at least to the double bottom and then reverse that. Here, look at it's broken below here, so it might head down and stuff. Okay. All right, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, any other questions here. Down here for the week, we have this Nike swing trade. I think is doing well. Nike's it likes doing this. It usually collapses and then it goes back up. Collapses the first 30 minutes and it goes back up. So this one has a lot of room to go. So we have a swing trade on this expiring in June. So if it can come and fill the gap at some point, that's going to be really nice. So these are slow movers. They don't move that much, but you just want to get them as a swing trade and take your time and allow it to play out. Okay. Yeah, Qualcomm is really, really nice. And it is still going.
I'm telling you.
This is crazy. It's still going.
Maybe we'll scap it.
Yeah, if you can scalp, you can scalp it. But I mean, holy cow.
And I saw it. If I'd entered and had taken the 230, by
Yeah.
now I would have been reaping.
Yeah. I mean, it's hypotheticals, right? Hey, Roy, did you take that Qualcomm trade? Because you were asking me about Qualcomm yesterday. I hope you took something up, swing trade on it. Oh, you just watch it. Well, it happens, right? You can't catch all trades. Sometimes I talk about something and I forget to take the trade and I miss it. It happens, right? So as they say, it is what it is, right? Tomorrow is another day.
I think QQQ is about to.
Yeah, QQQ will come good, right? Because these guys, they will hold this market up like long weekend. They're always going to close, like they'll always come up with a story. It's always going to close green. I don't know how he's going to do it, but if I'm betting that it's going to close green by the end of the day. That's what I'm saying. Right? As to where it's going to go from there to close green, I don't know, right? But based on historical data of what has happened in the past, holiday weekends, it usually closes green most of the time. And once they pick one direction, they push it there, right? Yeah, so it can do that, right?
Check out Jumbo.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Any other questions, guys? Any
Oh my
other questions?
God, I'm going to go downstairs and ask them.
Any other questions, guys? Yeah, so I mean, it happens. You can miss trades. Like missing trades is part of the game. You cannot, you know. Sometimes the way to avoid it is what I do is that I just buy like a swing starter position and I leave it, because if I buy a starter position, it's going to force me to go back and check it out. If I don't do that, then I'll forget, right? And then that's the thing. So QQQ is going to come good. I like this thing. It's going to come good. I'll even maybe load up here on the calls, but I want it to clear here first. It's going to come good and going to close. But buy next week expiry. Don't buy today. Today is too risky. Intel. I like Intel play. You know what? I'm going to get the Intel as a swing trade, right? I need to take a position on that because I don't want it to be like Qualcomm, right? So here, this one eventually is going to come here. So you can take the 130 calls. Maybe next week. Next week is a short week, so could be a little bit tricky. But let's see here. Next week is when? Next week is 29th. Let's see the 130 calls next week. Yeah, I'll take that one too. At least I can open a startup position, and I know that that way I'm going to be held accountable to track it. Otherwise, it's not going to be done, right? So here, this one, $3 is not bad, right? $3. So oh sorry, looking for, yeah, this one. So this round number, 130 calls, expiring May 29th. That should work, right, for Intel. That way we are targeting the all-time highs, and then we'll go from there. So I'll take that one. Let me take it right now before I forget.
Richard,
Yeah, what's up?
what about Mara?
Oh, I've not checked Mara. Is it doing well?
Well,
Is it going up? Is it doing well?
yeah, it seems to is at 1365. I think we're looking at if it gets to 1390.
Yeah, I put an alert, but I didn't get any notification. Has it crossed?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so that
It's
means
you put I think you put 1390.
okay, let me look at it here. This one here. Yeah, it's not crossed yet. So yeah, sometimes you know, if you want to get this, it has to be a swing trade. You have to buy time, because what can happen is that this moves with crypto. If crypto is good on the weekend, then this is going to help out, right? If it sells off, then you know, yeah. So what you can do is that you can take a startup position with a swing trade. You buy time, like with this kind of small cap stocks. Sometimes they are small caps like to misbehave, right? So what you can do is that always buy time on swing trades when possible. So this is a cheap stock, so I will advocate that you buy time. So you can do like there's a gap fill here. So $15 calls is not bad. 15 is not bad. So here, 15, this one, $15 calls expiring June 18th. That's better. You should get this one, right? What it does is that it gives you time. If the thing does not, so for all you know, this can do this. This can come down here and come and retest the 200. Okay, so get a startup position. So let's say you want to buy 10 contracts, you can buy 3 contracts, 30%. And then next week, if it proves trend that is broke above here, you can add to the position. Right? Do it that way. Don't go with everything at once. Right? So that if it pulls back, you can even get a good entry if it can hold this 200.
Mm.
So a pullback to the 200 can be possible. But if you use all your bullets and it pulls back, you have no bullets to use, right? So
Mm.
how to do these things is that you can nimble into the trade. So anytime I do startup position, I'm nimbling into the trade in anticipation of either a pullback. So that one you're going to add into the pullback, or you can add into strength once it breaks the resistance. Sometimes you can also get fake outs, like it can do that thing where it pops and then it drops. So whichever way you are in the trade, if it goes like, if let's say the 30% one, let's say by Monday we wake up and so Tuesday and this is somewhere here, you've made money. If you pulls back, your losses are smaller, right? So that's the kind of thinking that you always have to think when you're taking trades, because anything can happen. Like nobody has a crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe Trump will start re-engaging in the war again. Who knows? Like a whole lot of things can happen, right? So you always want to always think 2 steps ahead, and then you can So take I've taken the Intel trade as a swing trade here, which is 130 calls. Is already green. Holy smoke, the thing is fast. It's already green. 130 calls
I don't
expiring
know.
May 29th. So I'm
I'm
in that
having
one.
issues with my broker. I don't know. It's not even
And
allowing me to take.
And here, let's see. Qualcomm. Jesus Christ.
Qualcomm is at almost 240. Hey, Jesus. Why didn't I take this thing? Oh God. Hey.
So QQQ is doing well. QQQ is working out. So that's good. It happens. You can miss out on trades. So Tesla too is doing well.
Tesla.
Add Tesla on my watch. Tesla is one stock that I know very well. So when I'm taking trades on Tesla, I don't worry about it, right? Other stocks, I might not know them very well because I don't trade them often, right? So here, Tesla, what I was looking for was this hold of this 200 and this bottoming tail. And then we are holding so far. I like this trade here for only for a swing, not day trade right now. I mean, it could work out today, but I've had enough trades today, so I don't want to be actively monitoring something. So
Richard,
here, this is so Tesla is a good one. I will take it
okay.
as a swing
That's
trade.
Richard.
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish with this one. So here, I would like to take this as a swing trade at buy time. Buy time, right? The key message is buying time, right? So if you cannot afford the real Tesla, you can buy the leverage ETF.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask.
So leverage ETF, you can get like $16 calls, expiring buy time on it.
This
Expiring.
Airtel.
I'm putting all my swing trade strikes
Expiring when?
June 18th. Right, June 18th. It can look a little bit far away, but it's going to save you a lot of headaches.
So
And
like June 18 or June 26?
June 18th. June 18th is fine. June 18th is fine. You see here, this is around
$16 call.
$16 calls, right? That one is fine. So you can buy time and allow it to play out. So if next week it works out, fine, you take your profit, you walk away, right?
Okay.
So in this case, I usually use the real stock to check it. I mean, you can also have the thing on the stuff, like here, this one. So I'm looking at this to fill the gap, right? So the gap fill is the main thing, fill the gap, and then from there we can get here. So ultimate target is gap fill. If you get there, it's like more or less mission accomplished. Anything beyond
Richard, you said $16 call, right?
yeah, $16 cost. So those that can afford Tesla, you can get the 450, but buy time, right? Buy time. 450 calls for real Tesla is going to be, let's see here. Oh, stuff. Yeah, this one. Let's see here. Oh yeah, the because of the this one. So you can get the so you see there's enough volume here. See all of them, this is the highest one, right? So 450 is a good one for real Tesla at $11. If you don't want to take the leverage ETF, you can take this one. But you notice that all the swing trade, I'm looking at time, buying time, right? Because buying time always helps you with a lot of things. So QQQ working out well. Once it gets to 720, I'll start peeling off, and then we'll close this thing here. I bought one for next week. The 0DT one did not work, so I took a loss on that. No problem. No problem. No problem. So yeah. So again, everything here is swing trading, buying time. It can pull back. It can. So if you buy time, it always helps you with any kind of pullbacks and any unexpected stuff. Okay. So all right. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. I am done here for the day. I'm done here for the day. All right.
Okay, so Monday is holiday.
Yeah, Monday is holiday. No trading on Monday. Everybody take a day off. Take a day off.
We'll just hold our QQQ and see what happens.
No, it's going to go up. I told you it's going to go up. It's going to go up. It's long weekend shenanigans, right? That it always happens like that.
That's the only trade
So hold it. If you have next week expiry, hold it.
Yes, I have.
I sold mine because it was this week Friday. So
I have 26. Yeah.
Yeah. So hold it. It's going to go green. So by end of day, this thing should be trading around 722. Right. By end of day, it should be trading around 7. What's Nvidia doing? Nvidia is the one that holds this market. Oh, Nvidia is selling. What's going on? Okay, so I guess that's why QQQ was struggling. So Nvidia is looking to coil up, is looking to go up. So if Nvidia can make it, like come back here to maybe 220, this is going to help this to shoot up. It's going to help this to shoot up, right? So Intel is the next candidate to do a Qualcomm move. Intel. So here we've taken the swing trade on this already. I've taken it. It's already green. And yeah, that should work. I'm not even.
Rocket Ranger is also doing good.
Which one?
Rocket Ranger.
Rocket Lab?
Yeah.
Is it Rocket Ranger? Rocket Lab.
Rocket Lab, sorry.
Rocket
Lab Corporation.
Yeah, Rocket Lab. Yeah, space. Rocket Lab. Yeah. So we have that 140 thing. Unfortunately, not coming. Let me see what is that. That one. Rocket Lab Incorporated. Rocket Lab. Yeah, so Rocket Lab and what's it called? ASTS are in the same sector, and because of the SpaceX IPO, all these ones are looking good, right? SpaceX IPO. So I'm not surprised that it's coming here. It's getting to that target of 140. So yeah. Mara. So Mara is a crypto stock. Someone is asking me, did I say June? But June 18th, buy time. Time is always time, right? Any swing trade, you always have to think about time. So June 18th. So all the swings except Intel is June 18th. Because Intel, if you go and do June 18th, you end up paying too much. Because all those stocks, all those semiconductor names are too expensive now. And they are too juiced up. So yeah. So this should should be good. Okay, guys, let me know if you have any other questions. We are done here. Hope you guys learned something. So put in the chat. Let me know what you learned here today from this session. One thing that you learned from this session. Don't put you because I made money on this. No, that is not learning. What did you learn here from today, from this session today? It could be psychology, it could be a lot of things. Like, what did you learn here from today? One thing that you learned, right? If you go home and your partner, your wife, your husband asks you what do you learn from here, or your kids asks you what do you learn from today's session, what will you tell them? Put it in the chat.
Yeah, psychology of trading. key at this point because
FOMO, no
I
chasing. No FOMO. That's discipline, right? Because
yes.
I'm not. I saw Qualcomm. Like Qualcomm, I did a video on that. Look at I did a video on Qualcomm.
Yeah, that
I
was why I
did.
went back to look at
So
it. But
I did, like, I gave you guys all the tickets last night, right? I gave you guys all the tickets last night, right? But you know, we are all human. We missed stuff, but we were able to get Dell and ASTS, so no problem, right?
yeah, but even then on that deal, I was just like looking. I wanted to buy time, but it became too expensive.
Yeah,
So I
Dell.
was looking at the zero DT. I was scared because the way it was going, I wasn't too sure. So I just ended up just watching.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. No problem. I mean, like you managing cash is a position, right? Cash is a position. You are managing that, right? So always remember, every single time you want to enter a FOMO into a trade, you ask yourself that question. If I entered in at this time, at the right time, earlier on, what am I going to be doing at this point in time? If the answer is to the negative, then you don't need to enter, right? Because that's going to save you a lot of headaches. Because I've had instances where I go and chase, like those times. That's when I started trading. I go chase, and then boom, the thing just sell off the whole day. And then you are confused. You don't know what to do, whether to hold it or whether to sell, whether to, yeah. So right now, the way I trade, I maintain discipline. I follow my system. If it hits stop loss, it hits stop loss. No feelings, no hard feelings, right? If it works, it works, right? If it doesn't work, no problem, right? So you see QQQ is working out well. It's going to head to this target here. So I'm sure you guys are green. The guys that have the thing, you should be green by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can make a decision now what you want to do, right? I'm not going to tell you what to do. So you can either sell or you can hold and say, hey, you know what? I held through this pain. I'm going to hold it, right? But if it collapses from here, you don't need to cry about that, right? That's the thing. So yeah, patience is key.
We're still on 9:45.
Yeah. So
I had an experience yesterday. I think it later came through about 11 o'clock.
Which
and
one?
The QQQ.
Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes like they do these games, right? That's why buying time is good, right? Buying time is good because the reason why I sold mine was zero DT is melting, and I hit 50% down. I said no, I need to cut it because I have a feeling it's going to go back up, but I'm not going to be, because if I held it by now, it would have been down by 90%, and that's not good. So what I need to do is that I cut it, take the 50% capital left, roll it.
Okay, so when you have the zero DT, right? That means even if it goes up, if it's not going up continuously, you lose out of it, right?
So this is how zero DT is time decay, right? So options, the reason why you want to buy time is that because of time decay. So if, let's say, I mean, I've been in an option, that's why I don't advise new traders to trade zero DT. I've been in a zero DT trade where, like you see here, let me take off this line. If you get into a zero DT, so here, this is also one of our one of the reasons why I took Dell today was this pattern here. So this is in the course, we talk about it in our course. It's called the pre-market consolidation. Anytime that you see a stock doing that, it's going to explode to the upside or to the downside, right? And this was in an uptrend. So at the open, typically you get this kind of move where you have this bullish engulfing candle, and then that's game time. So what you need to wait for is you wait for the next candle to come, and then you take it. Sometimes I take it right from the gates, right? Because I've seen this happen several times. Yeah. So going back to zero DT. So let's say hypothetically you took a trade, it's zero DT this morning, and the stock start doing this. Your money is going to go melt up very, very fast, right? Because you don't have time. And because every single minute that goes by that the stock is not moving, theta is biting into your premium,
profit,
and it's going to decay very fast. So even if the thing works out eventually later, it might be too late.
It happened to me.
Yeah, I've been in a trade where the thing consolidated for like 1 hour. Like this, it was doing this for an hour. And then later it did an explosive move because anytime the longer the consolidation, the bigger the move, right? It gave that explosive move. But and I was in a 0 DTE trade. The thing just melted, just like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you have to preserve capital, right? So if I'm coming into a 0 DTE day, I'm using profits from what I made during the week. That's what I'm risking. So I can take that kind of gamble, right? It's Lotto, right? I can take that kind of gamble. But if I want to preserve capital, I'll buy next week expiry and buy time, right? Because that's always going to help you. Because if the sad thing that is going to happen is that the thing worked out in your favor, but you don't have time. I've experienced that a lot of times with 0 DT. So until I learn my lesson, right? At the end of the day, at some point, you learn lessons.
Bad one. I learned a bad one
You
this
learn
last
lessons,
week.
right? So if I'm telling you not to take
That's
it,
why I was so scared to enter Dell.
yeah. So if I tell you not to take it, it's because of past experience. I don't want you to experience those things, especially when the thing is working in your favor, right? So that's the thing. And there are times where, so don't get me wrong, 0 DT, when you get it right, like this one, Qualcomm, if you got 0 DT, or even I took the 0 DT for Dell, it worked out really nicely, right? So, but I was prepared for anything. I was prepared to lose, go to 0, right? So I didn't have any emotion attached to it. So that was the stuff.
The thing is that once you have 0 DT, once you make a profit, just get out as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's not always. You can hold it, right? You can hold it. You don't have to, because you know what you are risking and what you are getting yourself into. So you have to hold to the end. Trade with your trade plan. So once you have trade plan, you don't second guess yourself. Right? So you see that what we were doing here, we're following the trade plan. I say, okay, this has set the target, take profit. This has set the target, take profit, right? So once you make trading that way in a system whereby you are following your system to the end, the profits are going to come. So if it does a big move and stuff, yeah, fine, you can do that, and then you can hold some runners. That's why we have runners. But if you have one contract, you are trading one contract, then once it gets to your profit target, you want to take profit there. Take profit. Then if you have multiple contracts, then you can hold on to some for other profit targets. Right? Yeah. So that's how you have to plan this. So once you plan it ahead of time, when it happens, you are not second guessing yourself. Right? So yeah. So if you look at this, for instance, if someone came in and said, okay, I want to buy Rocket Lab, and you are chasing here, look at this. Look at what's happening here. This sort of, and this stock here, the bid and ask price is all over the place, and it's going to melt you down very fast. Right? It's going to melt you down very fast. So psychology and following your trade plan is very important. Right? Following your trade plan is very important, right? So 0 DT is a double-edged sword, so you have to be willing to take that kind of gamble, right? Another way to approach it is sometimes you can get in the money or at the money, right? For 0 DT, and then you can try to hold it, right? But you're going to pay more, but you are paying for just some intrinsic value and not worried about that way it can protect you a bit. If the things start decaying, it can hold on to a little bit of strength. So yeah, so that's about it. So I see individuals like, so if you miss out on the trade, don't worry about it. Like, there's going to be, always think about your next 1,000 trades, right? Always think about that, right? There's always going to be another time that you're going to get the opportunity, right? It's not like it's not like a do or die situation, right? There's going to be always opportunities that are going to be there. I mean, I've gone instant, like last week Friday, we had Microsoft. My broker was not working. Press trade, I couldn't log in. Right? Later on, I took the trade with a different account with Interactive Broker. I was upset, but what can I do? It happens. So just always know that, always remember your next 1,000 trades, and know that you are not going to make all the money here today. Know that you can make money again in the future when the opportunity presents itself. The most important thing is knowing what to do, right? Knowing what the setup is. Why did I enter this trade? Why did I exit here? Why did I do all that stuff? That is very important. That's more important than even making the money, because next time it's going to show up again. It's like a movie, right? It's going to show up again, and then that's where you've seen the movie before. You say, oh, last time this what happened, so I believe that it's going to do that kind of thing, right? That's very important. All right, guys. So patience is key. Yeah, patience is key. Yeah, you need patience because you cannot be if you are not patient in this market, you are going to be wait for a setup. Yeah, exactly. You wait for a setup, you be patient because if you're not patient, right? If you're not patient, you can't do things like swing trading because swing trading is going to test your patience. If you are not the patient type, like you have to wait. And even day trading, you have to wait for a setup, right? So you have to wait and allow it to play out. For instance, like Tesla. I used to get bent out on Tesla several times and I learned my lesson, right? Tesla, like every single time he used to do that thing to me and I realized that, oh, okay, the thing was, so I figured out, okay, I have to use the first 5 minutes candle, right? See, it did that again here today. So you have to know that every stock, right? So that's why you have to have certain stocks that you trade. Every stock is like I call it living and breathing animals. They're like animals. They have their own characteristics. Some stocks are crazy, some are chilled, some have different attitudes. So if you trade a stock for a long time, like Tesla, like I can call myself a Tesla specialist, right? With trading Tesla a lot. My biggest loss in trading is from Tesla, right? So I learned fast, and my biggest win is from Tesla. So I learned fast what I don't need to be doing and what I need to be doing. So over the years, I used to day trade Tesla, and every single time it does this move where at the open, it just moves, it pops, and then it collapses like what it's doing here. So I went back and checked the statistical data and I realized that, oh, okay, this is what it's doing. Every single time you see that first 5 minutes candle, you should not be entering that candle. Wait for the next one. So I set up a rule for Tesla and even other stocks and stuff. I say, okay, Tesla is volatile and that's what it does. So from now onwards, I will not take any trade in Tesla if the first 5 minutes candle has not closed. If I take it, then I know that I'm willing to add to it because it can fake me out. So as I was saying, you see what happened in Tesla here. This is the first 5 minutes candle. So you see this push. So if you entered in, boom, smoked you, right? 6 points down. So if you took a 0 DTE here and you are down by 6 points, your contract already instantly, you are down by 50% already.
Wow.
And like you are done, right? So because I know Tesla, I know how it behaves, so I will not even enter this trade, right? I'll just wait and I'll just mark this highs here and I'll wait for the next candle to come before taking the trade. So you see that eventually came back up. This is called the cup and handle pattern. This is the most annoying day trading pattern that you're going to get. Like if you're an intraday trader, this is the most annoying one. This one can give you grief. This can give you a lot of stress, right? But once you identify it, after trading for some time, you identify that, okay, that's what it's trying to do, and it's holding. So here in this trade, if let's say you entered here, you got smoked. So what you do is that you wait for either we break above here or we come here. So here, what I like to do is that I wait for the pullback. So this pullback here, this was your good entry because this is your 50 EMA on the 5 minutes. So you put your stop loss below here. So that's going to give you a low risk entry because how low can it go? Like what? Like is going to break this? If it breaks it, fine, you exit the trade for a loss, no problem, right? But if it works out, then it's good. So already this is showing us that this is what. So I use the red line to determine uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. So if the thing is trading, if the stock is trading above this red line, which is the 50 EMA, is in an uptrend. If it's trading below, it's in a downtrend. So I will look to take longs above here, shorts below here. That's it, right? So with Tesla, so mark this down. You see, this stuff is crazy. Look at that. So here, this will have smoked you very fast with 0 DT. Very, very fast. And you are not going to like it. You're not going to like the feeling, right? So here, this can go higher. And yeah, so those are the things. So you have to use the rules. It's a rules-based system. If you can follow your rules and avoid FOMO, I mean, everybody has FOMO. Everybody, even if you have experience, you have FOMO, right? But if you get bent several times, you learn.
Hmm.
You learn the hard way. Then you don't do it.
So Richard,
Uh-huh.
thank you very much. There is something that is always recurring when you're teaching us this thing.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing for me personally is having your plan
Yeah.
and sticking to it.
Exactly.
If one can have that kind of discipline, then you are on your way to overcoming FOMO, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And say Qualcomm today, like USAR,
Mhm.
if you look at the way those stocks are moving, it's just like, I wish I took this, But
Yeah.
remember what you said. Like today, I saw ASTS, so I saw the move, but I'm trying to stick to a plan. I took the trade and it ended up green.
Okay. Mhm.
Then I looked at Intel, same thing, right? You mentioned QQQ, but I said to myself, what you set out to achieve for this morning, you already achieved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just take your eyes off it. It's
Yeah.
difficult. Let me not lie.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult. But you have to be like, so the thing is that, for me, like I've gone through the woods. I've gone through I've taken all the punches for you guys so that you don't have to take it. Right? I've taken all the punches. I've tried everything, tried all the things, man. So all sort of crazy things. Like there are times that, it took me a while to overcome overtrading. Took me a while. I have to take drastic action. There are times that I even got a safe where I lock my computer there. I lock it and throw the key somewhere, right? Throw the key somewhere. So that's the thing. So once you get, so then you put discipline, right? Discipline is key. But once you are disciplined, so in terms of strategy and stuff, like I figured out the strategy. Like, listen, I figured out the strategy. The strategy works is a high win rate strategy that we use here. You don't need to go reinvent any wheel. Everything is here, right? And it's backed by statistical data and a whole bunch of things. So if you understand the strategy, then the next thing is that you have to be disciplined and work on your psychology. Because we are now in a hot market, so everything is going up. Everything like, oh, this is up, this is up. It's going to get to a place where it's not going to be like that anymore, right? That is where, if you understand the system that works, you can make money in any market conditions. So this strategy that I teach here is a strategy that was built in the bear market. So it's in the bear market, it's going to work very, very well as well, right? So when it comes to the bull market, it's easier because bull market is easier than bear market trading. Bear market is like very volatile. Like a stock can be up here right now. By the time you go, you check again, it's down. It lost all the gains. Bear market situation, right? So the most important thing is that you guys should just take note of these things because these are hard lessons. And me, I learned the hard way, right? Right. Like zero DTs and stuff and all those kind of things. I learned very hard way, but I learned my lessons, right? As I say, Tesla. I learned a lot from Tesla. It taught me a lot, and that's what has helped me to update the strategy and do a lot of things, right? So once you can be very disciplined, that's going to help you. And also patient, right? Because it's not everybody that can do swing trading, right? Swing trading is not for everybody, right? Because some people naturally they're not patient. They don't want to like wait for anything. They want it now, right? So if you are that type, then day trading is for you. If you are the type that you can't wait, but at some point you have to build patience. Because even in long-term investing, there are stocks that you are going to buy and they're not going to move for years. But you have to know why you are in the trade, why you are in the investment, and hold it to the end. That's the key, right? So yeah, so once you guys are able to master those things, it's going to be, things are going to work out. And
I think another thing also is the way perspective, right? Like how you evaluate your trade in terms of gains and losses. So, for example, you could be looking at a trade and what you are getting is maybe $50, right? And you're like, what is $50? It's too small. But it's maybe $50 at the risk of losing, say, maybe 500,
Yeah.
depending on the type of trade you're taking.
Mhm.
That's 10%, right? Or if you're doing a cash secured put and over 2 weeks,
Mhm.
you're putting, let's say, $2,000 and you're
Mhm.
getting, say, $50 again. That's 4% over 2 weeks. So one thing that you said during our training, the options cash flow boot camp,
Mhm.
you remember the one where we had to work out the percentage returns? I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
that,
Yeah.
that's something that has really helped me as well to look at trades that way in
Mhm.
terms of returns,
Mhm.
percentage returns, and then I compare that to whether it's S&P 500 or what I could have been
Yeah.
getting from any alternative investments, and then that helps me make my decision.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important. So also what you have to look at is that because sometimes some people in their 9 to 5, you have to ask them how much do they make per day in their 9 to 5. That's a question that you have to ask them. And then if you divide that by the amount that you made, you are going to realize that, oh, that's a good return, right? You can see that as a good return. So you have to put things into perspective and also note that maybe you bought one contract and you made $50. 1 year from now, 2 years from now, you are going to be buying 100 contracts. Do the math with 100 contracts and see what your returns will be, right? So always, like, I tell individuals that, like, it's just like you are walking on, on the streets of wherever you live. Maybe you are in Boston or you are in Edmonton, you are in Toronto or whatever, and you saw a $50 bill on the sidewalk and you say, oh no, I don't want to take it. I want $100. That's what you mean, right? Or you go to your 9 to 5 job and your boss said, oh, today we don't need anybody to work. You guys should go home. You are going to get paid. And you say, no, I still want to work. That's the thing, right? So that's how the market is. So you are going to get certain things. You have to appreciate what you get and know that it's a process, right? So QQQ here is coming up to the highs here. I'm still holding that one. I'll take profit once it gets here to the double top, and I'll hold some runners into it. So what's the name? Those that are holding, are you guys still holding? Or you sold already? You sell already or you're holding? What's the name? I think somebody is that?
I'm still holding it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it's going to come to that double top. Once it gets there, you can start trimming, right? You can start taking profit off the table.
I
And
only
if you
have
have
2
multiple
contracts.
contracts, you can hold some. You have multiple contracts?
I only have 2.
Okay, yeah. So you need to sell, you need to take profit, right? And then, like, even here, you can take one profit here and hold one and allow it to play out. That way, you know that you locked in something, right? You locked in something and that kind of thing, right? So yeah, so good perspectives, Mark. Yeah, it's very important because you have to appreciate what you get and look at it as, okay, what if I have, because I've worked with individuals where they trade just one contract, you made $50, you say, I don't want it. What is $50? Or you traded, you made $20, you don't want it. But that's $20 that you did not have. Like, that's new money that is coming to you, right? That's new money. So you have to appreciate that, and then you can take it and know that there's going to be a time that you are going to buy 100 contracts. So that $50 that you made with one contract, if it was 100, you would have made 5,000. Then things start clicking. Things start becoming different. Or maybe 10, not even 100, 10. That's $500, right? So it's about like being appreciative of what you have, building a system and following the system. And then it's going to compound. And look at it from a bigger picture. Don't look at things from, so there is green day, green week, green month, right? So look at it from a bigger picture. So, like, you can be trading for the whole month and there are 20 trading days in a month, whereby in 15 days, you are red. 15 days, you are red. And then the last 5 days, you turn green and it wipes out all the losses. So look at the thing from a bigger picture. It's just like, I like to use soccer or basketball or whatever, right? Soccer, right? Let's say soccer, right? Let's say you are playing a game and in first half, you are down by 2 goals or 3 goals. Are you going to give up and not continue? You continue, right? Because chances are that you can come back in the second half and win the game. So that's how this is. It's a long-term game. So you look at it from a perspective of bigger picture idea. Like, Green Day, the first thing is, okay, you have to try to get Green Days, but Green Days are not that relevant compared to Green Week. And a Green Week is not that relevant compared to a Green Month. So as the time frame increases, that time frame becomes the most important metric, right? Most important metric. Like you can be like you can be there like for a whole 6 months, nothing happening, like things just not working out. But the last 6 months in the year, you end up the year strong. So it's not about how you are starting, it's about how you are ending, right? That's the key. So once you can master these psychological things, these kind of things, you can put things in perspective and you will be more grateful, right? Be more grateful with what you have, what you made, that kind of thing, and then you can move it from there, right? So yeah, so I hope that helps. I gotta go now. Have a couple of things here to do. So I gave you guys Tesla swing. That one is green. I gave you guys Intel. I don't know why it's trading. Let me check. Let me see if it's green. I'm sure it's green. QQQ is up. So it's consolidating here. It's going to come good. QQQ ended up green here, taking some profits, and I'm holding my runners. I'll allow it to run. So that loss that I had, I've recovered it. So it's good. All good. So all good. Green across board. So that's good. What's the other one? Qualcomm, what happened to it? It pulled back by now.
Qualcomm collapsed.
It's still. Oh, this is a very, very nice candle. So next week, those in the swing day trading service will look at it again and see if we can capture the push to the upside. See here. Let's see if I can identify. Okay, so this is the next level. This area here. So these ones are not relevant anymore. So next level is going to be here, somewhere here. Let's target here. Let's target it somewhere here. So yeah, this thing can go higher from here. So we shall see. Intel will do is the next Qualcomm or the next ARM. Intel. So you see here we have this move. So if this is the weekly time frame, it's been holding this 5, and then you have this here. This came to this 20. It held here. This is a bounce. So yeah, nice move. It's pushing here. So if you can crack here, it's going to push here next week. And AMD, what happened to AMD? Oh,
Wow.
AMD went up. All these semiconductors, they're all going up, right? But AMD has become very, very expensive now, like 400 and something. This is crazy.
Richard, I know you said you have to go, but
Yeah.
this semiconductor story, like all of them, and the memory stocks too. What do you think is keeping them? Like they are all extended without
Yes.
exception.
Yeah. So
The way they've moved here or in the last 12 months, it's just there's none of them that is less than a 3-digit move.
yeah. So the thing is like it's just like there's for the memory ones they have legitimate concern that's there's shortage, which is like a fundamental thing, and any business is supply and demand, right? If like let's say you live in a city, let's say I know you're in Winnipeg, right? You're
Yeah.
in Winnipeg, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's say you are the owner of the only pizza shop in Winnipeg. What do you think is going to happen to your pizza prices?
Yeah, they'll go
Yeah,
up. It's just
you
like a
go up, you
Nvidia
jack
and
up, you jack it
GPU
up.
market.
You say, okay, my pizza is $100 per box.
Mm-hmm.
People don't have a choice; they have to buy it, right? Unless they want to make it at home, they don't want to go through. Assuming they don't want to go through the hassle of making it at home or going to buy the frozen one or whatnot, they have to come to you, right? So that's what's happening here with the memory chip. Because even when Samsung were about to strike, I figured it was going to be they are going to resolve it, because one, there's shortage in those chips and they cannot afford to go on strike. So there's going to be a deal, and they already have a deal in place. So if they went on strike, then it was going to help MU. I don't know what MU is doing here today. Okay, MU is still, yeah, MU is not that doing an explosive move here today, but that one is also going to push up. So the memory chip, they really have, like, need. But the other ones also is due to right now is a hype, like AI hype and stuff. So there are companies that are not profitable. They're also benefiting from that whole AI
Exactly.
hype, right?
Yeah. So what I'm
sympathy,
wondering is,
sympathy play, right? Mhm.
so what I'm wondering, Richard, is when you look at SanDisk, for example,
Yeah.
isn't there the potential for these other stocks to get as high as that? Maybe it might not be in the short term,
Oh,
but
no. I don't think they are going to go that high, right? Because the thing is that we are going to top out. Like, the market top is coming. Like, trust me on that. I've seen this movie before. 2021. I remember
yeah, but at what point did SanDisk, a stock like SanDisk, at what point did it top out at that price?
No, I mean, SanDisk is a new stock, right? So it's going to top out. They're all going. So those are the ones that once they start topping out and declining and stuff, you know that the movie is over, right? Because you remember I told you guys that we're going to get a pullback in the semiconductors to the 20. All of them have done that, and
Yeah.
now they are pushing up again. So I think that this is the last push in the market to blow off top, whatever it is, and then once the market, because usually when market tops are defined by things like, you are going to get into euphoria, you are going to get a lot of, you are going to see a lot of IPOs in 2021. Towards the end of the bull market, there was a lot of IPOs. Like, that's when Coinbase IPO'd, right? Coinbase IPO'd for 100 billion. Right, 100 billion, which was crazy, right? So the semiconductor this time around is because of AI and things. Some of the companies legitimately they have a need for them because of supply and demand, but the party is going to come to an end at some point. It cannot continue going up. Some of them are defying technical analysis, defying everything, right? Everything that we know about, they are defying it, but that's fine, right? So that's why as a market participant, you always have to learn. So I still consider myself a student. I'm learning, right? Learning new things, because there are things that are going to be different, but always we come back to the same thing. So eventually, when the market crash comes, so here, what do I define by market crash? So what I'm going to look at is that I'm going to look at the patterns, right? I'm going to look at the patterns. So I'm going to look at this here. Here, if you look at SanDisk, it's going to go up again, going to continue going up, right? So here, we are seeing this. So let me take out. So this is the weekly time frame. Let me go to the daily. So if we start breaking below this purple line, then it's changing character. Okay, because you see all this time, then it's going to come here, this area. So eventually, you're going to get a big money trade where all these things are going to crash. And then you see how it took a long time to go here. The crash is going to be faster than that. Right? So there are a lot of things going on with the economy and stuff like that. The US economy is not strong. It's weak, right? There's a lot of fundamental things, like we see bond yields and stuff go up. So if bond yields continue going up, there's going to be pressure on the equities market, and it's going to start selling, right? So eventually these stocks are going to cool off, right? They cannot go up forever. Just know that no stock goes up forever. At some point, it's going to come down. But so far, let this be your guide. You know that, okay, as long as we are trading above here, we're still in an uptrend. It's going to go up, right? Going to go up, right? once we break below this, then change in momentum, change in market sentiment, change in market structure, right? So that's something that you have to know. So all of them are the same. Look at, came here and bounced, right? AMD just like continue going up, came here and it bounced, right? So same story, same thing, right? And Nvidia is not, it also came here, so Nvidia is also going to bounce here. So Nvidia is testing this. So based on that pattern, Nvidia is going to bounce, right? As long as it does not break below here, it's going to bounce and it's going to go up eventually. So yeah, so those are the things. So right now we just go with the flow until such a time that we get that move. So I also check the fear and greed index. That fear and greed index is not moving. It just keeps on. It keeps on going back. Actually, it was somewhere here. It keeps on going back. So
Yeah, it was 67 at some point.
until yeah, it went back because of that small sell-off that we got. These guys are crazy. So here, once we are not even at extreme greed yet. Once we get to extreme greed, then you have to start thinking that the party will come to an end. It's coming to an end, right? But for now, we are not there yet. We still have some. I think S&P can go to 8,000, or even go higher. And you just know that the higher it goes, the bigger the collapse is going to be. The higher it goes, the bigger the collapse is going to be. So if you look at even here, I'm sure this thing. So I drew this. What's this? It's not my chart here. I drew this thing here. Stuff here on my chart. Let's see if I can get it. So I'm watching this play here, but I believe the Nasdaq is going to go higher, like QQQ. QQQ is going to go. Whoops. Stop here. QQQ is going to go higher. Here. So here, this megaphone pattern. This one I drew this last year, right? So we are here now. So we are going to get that. So if you talk about blow off top, this is what it means, right? So this is breaking above here. So we are going to go higher from here. And then eventually we are going to pull back down, maybe come and retest here or something, and then break back into this zone. So if the crash comes, whenever it comes, I don't know when, but yeah, it's going to come soon. We can get a sell off where we're going to come all the way here. So QQQ can be at 380, right? That's where it's supposed to be bouncing at. But right now we are not there yet. I think that what can trigger it is maybe the bond market or something to do with the economy, because the stock market is not moving the way the bond market is moving, and also it's not aligned with the economy, because everything that we're seeing here is more artificial. AI spending and all that stuff, right? So once we like things decouple, we are going to see that move to the downside. But yeah, so let's enjoy the ride while it lasts. And then so I'm not, as I'll be telling you guys, I'm not a bull, I'm not a bear, right? I'm neutral. I come into the market neutral. I use my technicals to determine where I'm going to position. So I'm not going to be, oh, I'm only going to be bullish. I'm going, no. If there's puts triggers, short trade, I take it. If a long trade triggers, I take it, right? If you have that kind of mindset, then you are not going to be caught flat-footed somewhere. Because what the semiconductors are doing is that some of them are defying technical analysis, right? They are doing things different. They are going up and up and up and up, but at some point they are going to come down. Okay. All right, guys. So I gotta go now. I have a meeting
Hey,
in
Richard.
8 minutes. So we'll yeah, so all the QQQ guys, you guys make sure you take your profit. That should be a done deal trade. So Nvidia is one to watch next week. I just saw that I pulled back here. So sometimes you have to review these things and see Nvidia here. It could based on this, it could come a little bit lower, but if Nvidia can hold, then it can get to all-time highs and things. Okay, so QQQ, I think we hit our target. Okay, hit our target, so make sure you take profit. And if you want to hold runners, you can do so, but it's a done deal. Okay, all right, have a good day. Bye for now.
Hey, Richard.
Bye.
Hey. Can you hear
Hey,
me?
what's up? Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, Richard, like we start money rotation now. So like maybe like we
Mhm.
have IPO also next month.
Yeah, yeah.
So money start rotating now in the small cap. So like, do you think like we can see some pullback this end like end of the month or first of the like June?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, small caps. So small caps. The thing with small caps is that small caps, if the bond market. So actually, I forgot to follow my routine here today. My new routine has been I'll follow the bond market. I'll check what the bond market is doing. So here, if you check this, so every day when you are trading, make sure you just keep an eye on it and see what it's doing. So here, the reason why we are seeing this push up, I'll come to the small cap situation. So here. It's not the chart. So other one I did here. Yeah, I think this is the one. So this is the bond market, right? So the reason why we are getting this move is that we see this pullback in the bond market. So look at, so if, so here, anybody that done technicals, right? What is this? This is what? A break and retest. Look at what the bond market is doing, right? It's holding. So if this bond market, because here, if I block this ticker and I said, what is it doing here? Where is it going next? I'll tell you that I'm betting to the upside with my stop loss being here. So the routine from here going on is that every single day, everybody here, if you're day trading, watch the 10-year yield and see where it is. And then you can figure out how to position things. So if this thing goes back up again, it's going to affect interest rate sensitive stocks, which are a bunch of them are in small caps, right? So it's going to depend on this, right? So if this collapses, like if let's say this sells, like breaks below this 4.5%, then it's going to help equity, like equities in general, all equities, but small caps are going to do well, right? Because small caps, there are a whole bunch of companies in the small cap, IWM or Russell 2000, most of them are not profitable. So if interest rates go up, they usually have issues, like in terms of they have to pay their bills and stuff, and it becomes unbearable, right? So, and also the AI hyperscalers, like the what's it called, Meta, all these other guys, most of them, their free cash flow is almost done, and they are taking money on credit. So if this bond yield thing continues going up and breaks above where we are at here, which is what 4.69 that it hits, then we are going to get a collapse in the market. So it's one of them must be saying the truth, right? It's either the bond market is correct or the stock market is correct. The stock market cannot be correct because what we know is that the stock market is not trading the way it has to trade, right? It's just going nuts, right? So, and on Wall Street, there's a saying that the smartest traders are in the bond market, right? So the bond market is correct. So we have to watch that closely. So with that in mind, that's what I'm going to look at here. If the bond yields are going down, then fine, IWM stocks are going to do well. And obviously small cap. So we are going to get, I think we are going to get a small cap summer as long as the bond yields cool off, right? We can get a small cap summer, and we're also going to get a software summer, right? So here, IWM is making here. So next week, if bond yields like give the market a break, then we can get this push here. Let me take this out. We can get this breakout here in small caps. So it's going to be dependent on the bond markets, right? Bond markets, right? But we've seen that every single time the bond market is up, the Trump has something to say, right? He does something like says, "Oh, negotiation is going well with Iran, or we're almost done with the thing," and then you see that bond yields go back down. So, so he's manipulating. Actually, the last time we got to 4.5%, that was last year during the tariff negotiation. That's where all of a sudden he said we are going to pause because the bond yields were going up and it was 4.5%. So I mean, this administration wants to keep the stock market up, but I will see how long it's going to go. But the key message here is that bond yields, watch bond yields all the time, right? So based on this looking like it's going to break out, then it's going to help small caps. So they are selling small caps that are good. So you can check out those ones like Open and all the other stocks like this one here is looking good, but again, it depends on a lot of things. So small caps, like this energy stock here. And you know, Enphase is also a small cap stock. Enphase did well. So Enphase is also an interest rate sensitive stock. So summary is that bond yields are the key. So that's the only thing I'm going to worry about. And also with the new Fed chair taking over, historically it has led to market sell-off. I don't know, maybe this time might be different, but in the market there's nothing like this time is different, right? It always follows the pattern. So bond yields and also oil. I mean, oil is not really being a big deal these days. I think there's this decoupling effect that has already happened, but bond yields is the key. So here you see oil is also holding here. Oil is holding here. So yeah, if oil can continue going down, that's going to help. And we have a double top here. So there's a lot of positive for the market, but as long as the bond yields hold. So Gaurav, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, like no, because I see like some money rotation. That's why like money start rotating in the small cap.
Yeah.
So like maybe like we can see some sale off like end of the May.
Yeah,
But they will not
So
do the sale off in the when market open. They will do in the pre-market. Like all the game happen in the pre-market.
yeah. So I think that it's going to be even software names like, I mean, Microsoft, this the way Microsoft, where is that, like, it's not, I mean, it's overdone, right? It's not nice for Microsoft. Like at some point, by the time, I think this Microsoft is going to have, like, software are going to have a great summer, right? So I think that this is going to push up at some point, but they are going to start rotating again, because we saw a rotation from semiconductors into software names. And then immediately semiconductors came to the 20 EMA on the daily. They started switching again. They started selling off the software names, because they figured this software name stuff is not making us a lot of money. Let's go back to the semiconductors that is making us a lot of money and go back in. So that's the type of thing that they're doing. But I think eventually everything is going to converge. That's when we get into the stream grid. At that point in time, you're going to see that every stock just taking off left, right, center, right? And with all the IPOs coming in, that is going to bring it to the climax, and that's where the
Yeah,
party.
there's a reason like they bring the IPO next month.
Yeah,
Where the
exactly.
money came from, like that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, exactly, right. So they're doing they are doing the IPO now, because they know that, you know, this is the hottest moment for the market, and
Yeah.
if you want to do IPO, you don't want to do IPO in a bear market. It's not going to help you. And they know, like, all these companies, they have analysts and things that, like in 2021, I always go back to 2021, when the market we are about to end the bull market in 2021. You saw Amazon at the time was 3,000 something. They split the stock. Why did they do that? Because they know that, you know, this is the best time we can make money. Otherwise, it is going to go downhill from here. Tesla even split, like Google split. All of them were splitting, and we got a whole bunch of IPOs. So if you study the history, you're going to realize that it's the same pattern that is repeating itself. But they will tell you, oh, this time is different. No, it's not different. It's going to be the same, right? So moving forward, what I'm doing is that I am, like, obviously this is not a time to go crazy on things, right? You want to make sure that, you know, things are pulling back and you can get in at the right place, not buying things that are overextended. Like AMD is now all-time high. Going to buy it now. How far can you go? So you have to looking at, I mean, software, some small cap stocks. As long as the bond yields hold, then you can rotate into that, right? So that's what I would say. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Here. Interesting times. I mean, there are some things that I'm seeing it for the first time. It's new to me, right? So I'm learning new things. One of them, it was RSI of 100. I've never seen RSI of 100. I saw it recently, so learning something new, right? Okay, guys, have a good one. We'll connect again next week. Those that trade with us, we trade live, and swing trading guys, we'll let you guys know the tickets for the week. And yeah, we'll connect on YouTube live on Sunday. Have a good one. Bye for now.